Let's enjoy Japan.
Wonderful.
I knew you'd like this.
You know me so well. Where to next?
Golf,
Wonderful.
Japanese garden,
That's wonderful too.
onsen with a Fujisan view.
Wonderful.
Let's go then.
いらっしゃいませ。
Wonderful.
Incredible.
Smiles ahead. Seibu Group.
Tomorrow never ends with you. With you. It won't. When the morning falls, we there so long. Well, I know we'll never
For life's greatest moments. Bridgestone.
Az én álmaim autója, amit lerajzoltam, egy nagyon környezetvédő autó. Milyen jó lenne, ha sikerülne a megálmodott házamba költöznöm, ahol tudok kísérletezni és állatokat megfigyelni.
Welcome to Channel Japan. I'm Maki Arai.
And I'm Makiko Tsuda.
Every week we bring you the freshest information out of Japan from our studio here in Tokyo.
From the economy to culture and even food, if you want to find out what's happening in Japan right now, this is where you'll find it.
And these are our topics for today.
In Executive Insight, the head of a multifaceted company that's now turning its focus to inbound tourists.
In World Business Satellite, physical businesses fighting off their online rivals for customers.
And also from World Business Satellite, the expanding bicycle industry and moves to tap new demand.
First up is Executive Insight. So Utsuda-san, who are we hearing from this time?
Yes, today we have an interview with the president of Seibu Holdings, Takashi Goto.
Well, I know that Seibu Holdings is engaged in various businesses.
Yes, that's right. And if you'll take a look over here, these are their three core divisions in urban transport and railways, and hotels and leisure, including the biggest hotel chain in Japan, and also real estate, which covers large-scale residential development.
Well, with the Olympic Games coming to Tokyo in 2020, I've noticed a number of high-end hotels being opened in the city.
Yes, exactly. And the competition is expected to intensify even more. And we spoke with the company president about his strategy to stay ahead of rivals. So take a look.
Executive Insight. Ikebukuro, Tokyo, one of the city's main commercial areas, together with Shinjuku and Shibuya. Ikebukuro Station is a massive hub with 6 train lines and 4 railway operators. One of those is Seibu Railway, which runs several lines, including the Ikebukuro and Shinjuku lines, to the southwestern part of Saitama Prefecture. This is Shinagawa. A branch of a well-known hotel chain is located here. Prince Hotel. They operate in 50 locations in Japan and overseas. Currently underway is the Kyoicho project. It will be a multi-purpose facility with a hotel, offices, shops, and residences. This is also overseen by Seibu Holdings. These are their 3 core businesses. Group President Takashi Goto speaks with us about the company's growth strategy and initiatives to develop Japan into a major tourism destination.
Seibu Holdings is engaged in various businesses. What do you consider the company's greatest strength?
We position ourselves as what you could call a lifestyle support industry group focusing on various stages of people's lives. Our aim is to become the best and strongest corporate group. That's what all of us here are working toward.
In 2013, the number of foreign visitors to Japan surpassed 10 million for the first time, and the trend is expected to accelerate. How does the company see this situation?
Tourism is an industry that's extremely broad. So, for example, Japan faces problems such as the shrinking and aging population and a growing urban-rural divide. Even in these areas, tourism can be considered a key word, a solution. I strongly believe it will become increasingly important. Personally, I want Japan to go a step further from simply becoming a tourism destination to becoming a tourism powerhouse. It's an idea I've been promoting. For example, we've used various slogans to market Japan as a manufacturing or trading powerhouse. In the future, I believe it will become even more necessary to include the big theme of tourism.
As part of efforts to draw in more tourists from abroad ahead of the Tokyo Olympics in 2020, a number of new hotels are being built one after another. So what is the company's advantage in this area?
Even before Tokyo was chosen to host the Olympic and Paralympic Games, we were making renewal and value creation investments in the Takanawa Shinagawa area, for example. We also invested in resorts. Specifically, we worked on hotel rooms and lobbies, and at resorts, we put in hot springs. We've also been actively setting up Wi-Fi at our properties. Human resources is also an important aspect, and we've recruited people who speak English, Chinese, and Korean. We also have educational programs and curriculums to train personnel to support the development of Japan into a tourism powerhouse. Combined with that, we have 50 hotels across Japan. Prince hotels are in great locations, so our chain is also a big strength of the group.
The Prince Sakura Tower Tokyo in Shinagawa Ward. This hotel is part of their inbound tourism strategy.
The Prince Sakura Tower Tokyo underwent a full renovation and was reopened in 2013. The garden here has 234 cherry blossom trees of 19 different varieties. Cherry blossoms are part of the concept. We merge Japanese culture and cherry blossoms.
The decorations are very interesting. It's metal but woven.
It's like a bamboo weave.
There's a window behind the front desk.
There are cherry blossoms behind the window as well. We want customers to be greeted by cherry blossoms when they check in. I think that will have a big impact.
What type of customer are you focusing on, and what's the strategy you're pursuing?
This might sound overambitious, but we're targeting everyone and everything. First of all, hotels have various functions. For example, accommodating tour groups. They are important customers for our hotels, for Prince Hotel. We're going one step further and taking them not just to common tourist sites, but listening to their requests and taking them all around. We want to provide safe, secure, and convenient services for each customer. Also, international conferences, which we refer to as MICE. We're positioning Takanawa and Shinagawa as what we call Tokyo Mice City. We have some of the biggest banquet halls and conference facilities. So we want to serve various international conferences. Our aim is to win business from individuals, tourist groups, corporate customers, as well as international conference organizers.
Prince Hotel in Shinjuku. This is also used by many travelers from overseas. A variety of services are provided to international guests.
いらっしゃいませ。欢迎光临。어서 오세요.
One of those is language support. Bilingual staff members are on hand to provide a sense of reassurance to guests.
Nearly 70% of guests are from overseas. Until last year, people from ASEAN countries made up less than 20% of our Asian customers, but that's up to over 30% from this year. We have more customers, especially from Indonesia, the Philippines, and Malaysia, as well as Vietnam.
To allow overseas guests to casually enjoy Japanese cuisine, they've prepared a special menu.
All-you-can-eat crab buffets are very popular with our guests, especially those from other Asian countries.
They also set up a new omotenashi, or hospitality desk, to provide information on tourist sites along train routes.
Seibu Group has extremely plentiful tourism resources accessible through the Seibu-Shinjuku line. Until now, these resources were standalone. You had tourism sites and our hotels. By connecting them with the lines of Seibu Railway, we provide seamless services. And through that, we can create synergies across the entire group and offer guests from overseas even more attractions.
Shinjuku Prince Hotel is directly connected to Seibu Shinjuku Station. Taking advantage of that convenience, they introduced tourist sites along the Seibu line to foreign travelers. One of those is Kawagoe, which still retains the picturesque townscape of the Edo period. On an express train, it's possible to travel back in time from the big city to a centuries-old Edo town in as little as 44 minutes.
The Seibu Railway line has wonderful tourism resources. For instance, Kawagoe, which is referred to as Little Edo, or Chichibu and Hanno, where there's a lot of nature. Seibu Railway has tourism resources in many different forms. We want to promote these to overseas tourists much more than before, and develop them in a dramatic way. As we make further progress as a tourism destination, the railway industry has plenty of potential to help spur development. I believe it's something we need to pursue.
Along the Red Arrow Limited Express line is Seibu Hon Kawagoe Station. About a 10-minute walk from here is a place called Little Edo, which is dotted with storehouses from feudal times. This town boasts numerous historical sites, such as castle ruins, shrines, and temples. 6.3 million tourists visit every year. Seibu Holdings is planning to more actively draw foreign tourists to this area, which is relatively unknown outside of Japan.
I understand you're also planning hotels overseas.
In Jilin Province, China, where there used to be a ski slope, we're partnered with the biggest developer in China to redevelop the area. We're aiming to turn it into the biggest resort area in the country.
In Japan, Prince Hotel operates a number of resort facilities that combine hotels and ski slopes. Naiba is one of those. Immediately outside the hotel is the ski area. They say operating an integrated hotel and ski facility requires know-how that rivals don't have.
In terms of building a ski resort, you're up against various forces of nature, and there are numerous factors to consider. You have to build on a mountain, so there are sudden gusts of wind and the weather can change in an instant. That's why when installing the lifts and ropeway, for instance, you need to consider safety and security. And beyond that, you have to ensure stable operations. Another consideration is setting the slope. Naturally, the quality of the snow has to be good. The slopes need to be made on the northern face, even if they're all in the same area. Also, skiers aren't all advanced. We need to set up a variety of courses matching the skill level of intermediate and beginner skiers as well, so that they can ski in a fun and safe environment. Those are the features that are required.
So the mechanics are clearly different from hotel operations.
Not anyone can do it. So, with the ski resort project we're working on in Jilin Province, our partner values highly the know-how of Prince Hotel. And they've asked that we not only be their consultant, but also to manage operations. Ski resort construction and management know-how are extremely complex. Safety, security, stability, and convenience. These are concepts related to our railway operations as well, and we need to ensure they are properly addressed.
One of the aims of the project in Jilin Province, China, is to raise the profile of the Prince brand and attract more Chinese tourists to Prince Hotel in Japan.
I believe tourism is an industry of peace. For tourism to be established, peace also needs to be firmly established between countries. Right now, relations with China are strained on a state level. But by promoting mutual exchanges through tourism, I believe it's possible to enhance interpersonal exchanges on a private level. That will ease tensions and deepen mutual understanding. I believe this is absolutely crucial. Within this context, I have no doubt that the significance and the position of the tourism industry, the peace industry, will continue to grow.
These are also cherry blossom trees.
Yes, we'll illuminate them during the cherry blossom season. It's very beautiful. Together with Prince Hotel and Cebu Railway, we want the growing number of foreign tourists to truly enjoy their time in Japan, and will provide safe, secure, and convenient services. We are committed to this mission.
Inbound tourists are on the rise in Japan. With its experience and expertise, the company is going all out to capture new customers.
Myanmar. Red. United. 세가의 조선. Passion. Spirit.次のプレミアムフィールドへ。
Welcome to Tokyo Skytree. This is the grand panoramic view from 450 meters. Here you'll experience the unforgettable. Look, enjoy, be amazed, and be awestruck. That's what Tokyo Skytree is all about.
Japan's latest landmark,
Tokyo Skytree.
Man, look at all these cars.
Hey, have you heard, by the way? The Japanese company Kobelco is working to make the world's cars lighter.
So what does that mean?
Kobelco is using aluminum and steel technologies to make car parts and bodies lighter around the world.
Ah, Japanese technology. The country of karate. Ha! Ha! Ha!
Why do we always do that?
I don't know.
The talk of the world. Kobelco.
Asia, the engine of the global economy. Japan, a regional powerhouse. And now, direct from Japan, economic news with a global impact in Chinese, delivered by Nikkei. Read the future, lead the economy. Nikkei, Japan's leading media for business.
You're watching Channel Japan. Next, we have a report from TV Tokyo's World Business Satellite.
Yes, well, today we'll be looking at what brick-and-mortar businesses are doing as online shopping becomes even more widespread, especially among the younger generation. So, Arai-san, which do you use more often, physical stores or internet shopping?
Well, I guess I use both. It depends on what I want to buy. And when I want to buy fresh food, I would go to a supermarket, physical stores. And when I buy something like cosmetics or something heavy, big, I would buy it on the internet.
That makes sense. And I'm sure many people do the same. And it's been about a decade since online shopping really started taking off. And you could say it's become an integral part of our lives now. And naturally, sales have continued to grow.
So how big is the market?
Well, if you can take a look over here, we have a chart. And transactions between businesses and consumers over the internet, or what's referred to as the B2C e-commerce in Japan, surpassed $100 billion in fiscal 2013, and that was more than a 17% jump over the previous year.
Well, just looking at the graph, the growth is impressive. So I guess with this kind of growth, it's not surprising that physical businesses are suffering from a loss of customers.
That may be true. And what are real shops doing to battle back their online rivals? Take a look.
Tokyo, a shopping mall in Toyosu. Inside is a shoe retailer called ABC Mart. Popular mainly among young consumers, the chain offers a vast selection of products and low prices. But they face a certain problem now. In the shop, customers looking at shoes with smartphones in their hands. Asked what they're doing.
I'm searching the web. Sometimes the same pair is cheaper.
She says she goes to shops only to look at shoes and actually rarely buys them. Meanwhile, this man,
when I come to a shop and don't find a color I like, I go online to buy it.
brick-and-mortar retailers tend to have far less inventory than online counterparts. That's said to be one reason why they're losing even customers who prefer the real to the virtual.
People who come in with the intention to buy something but go home empty-handed because we don't have stock are an opportunity loss.
For shoes and other fashion products, over 30% of consumers go to physical stores to window shop, but make actual purchases online. So ABC Mart is starting to fight back. We visited one branch.
Thinking of getting shoes for my off days. What about these? Excuse me. These seem to be casual shoes. I'm a size 25 and a half. This is a size 26. A bit big. Do you have my size?
But
we're very sorry. We're sold out of navy blues and 25 and a half. You don't have this color.
Then the store manager takes something out.
Let me use this iPad to find what you want. Use this iPad?
The device is installed with a sales tool called iChalk. It is directly connected to the inventory management system at headquarters and makes it possible to find out stock of shoes in various colors and sizes in an instant.
There's a size 25 and a half of this model. So we can deliver this to your home.
The system allows products to be delivered directly from their warehouse to a customer's address. Sales through iChalk are about $1.5 million annually, only a fraction of total revenue. But they say it's vital in changing the perception that physical stores don't have stock.
Inventory is especially limited at regional branches. If we can get customers to think that we'll find a way to give them what they want, then they'll come back.
To ensure the survival of brick and mortar, the company plans to deploy the system at all shops by next February. Efforts to bring back customers who've drifted online are also being seen at home improvement stores. One of the biggest chains in the industry, Kynes Homes, offers many products affixed with their name, a so-called private label brand. For example, compared to paint sold by a major manufacturer, their product is priced 20% lower. The chain has replaced 40% of its entire selection with private label products, the highest ratio in the industry.
We want to offer high quality and high margin products that are competitive to counter the web.
In Osaka, a slightly unusual initiative is being carried out by another home improvement store. DIY Factory Osaka. They offer a variety of do-it-yourself goods. Inside, Olfa cutters and Bosch branded tools, products from big-name manufacturers. They're more expensive than a private label brand, but the company says it has a strategy to drive sales. What do they mean? The customer stops at the electric tool section.
This is one of the more popular electric screwdrivers.
Looks nice.
The customer appears to have taken a liking to it. The clerk then says something unexpected.
We sell this for $210, but you can buy it for less online for $174. If you place an order online, it'll be delivered to your home the following day.
Surprisingly, they're recommending the customer make the purchase not at the store, but through their own online shopping site. Since inventory management and labor costs are lower for the website, they're able to offer discounted prices, a sales strategy merging the virtual and real. Online sales are replacing physical stores as the primary channel. But the company president says real retail outlets remain indispensable.
We're going to draw attention to products that customers didn't know they wanted and that have potential demand through our actual stores. Finding something by chance, that's where real stores have an overwhelming advantage.
For example, this product, which is often sold through in-store demonstrations. Sprayed on a wooden board. The piece becomes a blackboard.
Spray it on and it'll become a blackboard. We want to be a place for discovery. I found out for the first time today.
While not widely known, it has become a hit product at this store, with sales of several tens of bottles a month. This store also has an unusual system to lower operational costs, such as rent. On the pillars inside the store are signs of various manufacturers. This is actually a display and sales space where brands can promote their products. In return, the store collects a display fee.
Right now, 25 companies promote their products inside the store. The fee we collect now is almost enough to cover the rent.
The fee is several $100s a month per company. Collected from all 25 companies, it totals about the same amount paid for rent. What's more, they say this system has a big benefit for the manufacturers.
Most of all, customers can try out new products. It's an effective space to have a dialogue with customers.
The internet may have pushed brick-and-mortar retailers against a wall, but Mr. Yamada says they need to radically shift their perspective.
Online shopping has evolved so that you can get a product delivered the next day. You can do things now that weren't possible before. Real stores also have to try things they've never done.
And moving on to our next topic, bicycles.
Yes, and bicycle ownership has been on the rise in recent years in Japan, and I'm guessing you probably have a bike too.
And I have 3 bikes.
You have 3 bikes.
And one of them is a road bike. It's the most sporty type with thin tires and the dropped handles.
Ah, it's a good-looking one too, I bet.
It's nice.
And I'm sure there are many like you who have multiple bikes. Because I have a graph over here that shows the trend in total bicycle ownership in the country. And as you can see, it continues to rise every year. And it said one of the reasons behind the growth is the availability of bicycles for various purposes, such as sports bike and electric assist bike.
Well, I've noticed a lot of fancy-looking bicycles on the streets nowadays, plus more bike paths. And I also know that on weekends, some parks set aside special lanes for cyclists.
Ah, yes, that seems to be the case. And the government is also quite keen to promote cycling as a way to improve the health of citizens. And amid this, some companies are hoping to tap into this new demand. So take a look.
At a multi-purpose facility in Tokyo, a certain event was being held in September. Lined up are bicycles. Here, about 50 of the latest bicycles for adults and children are on display. Attracting particular attention are electric bicycles. They are all high-priced models. But that doesn't deter visitors from taking them out on test rides.
I want one. It's really easy to ride.
This is my first time to ride one. It's completely different.
Bicycle ownership in Japan has continued to grow, partly riding on the popularity of electric models. Amid this, governments are working to set up relevant infrastructure and rules.
We're eager to promote bicycles. In that sense, we're happy to hear any good ideas.
Tokyo Governor Yoichi Masazoe plans to double the number of public bicycle lanes by fiscal 2020 and is pushing the creation of a cyclist-friendly city.
We do our jobs with sincerity and integrity to make a better living environment for the people and our society. Today's work, tomorrow's heritage. Shimizu Corporation.
Omron is a company like no other. It defines expectations because engineers are constantly working on something new. Machines that are attuned to the way people think and move. Therein lies technology that will one day help the future. We automate. Omron.
Mitsui & Company. Sasuke, a new type of sports entertainment program conquering the world.
It's about human achievement and people's passions, and I think that relates to almost everybody.
From Japan to the world, Ninja Warrior, Tokyo Broadcasting System.
There are also moves within the industry itself to tap into new demand. At a shop in the city, noticeable is the large number of women. They appear to be comparing the different models.
This used to be a business in which many of the customers were men, but since the spring, there's been a sharp increase in women.
At this shop, the number of women customers has increased from 20% to 50%. The big jump was the result of a certain strategy. So, what exactly did they do? The secret is the display facing the street. On the poster is an anime character.
It used to be a typical display you'd find at a bicycle shop. But we put a poster of an anime character and the actual bicycle he rides.
The anime is based on a popular comic book that has sold 10 million copies to date. Many of the fans of this anime are young women. The store's display generated particular interest from this group of consumers. There's another gimmick to draw people in.
We began selling the official jersey that was only sold online. We're the only actual store where you can get it.
In a space near the entrance visible from the outside, a school jersey worn by the character is displayed. They also began selling other related goods, such as bottles to entice people to walk in.
That's the biggest reason. So I wanted to have a look.
Many of the women go for the sports-type road bike featured in the anime. Especially popular is a high-priced model costing more than $2,000. The shop says average customer spending has increased by nearly $400 from last year. One woman arrives to pick up her bike. Saori Sasaki is planning to buy a road bike after seeing the anime.
I became interested in cycling because the manga and anime made it seem like you don't have to be good at sports to do it.
It's her first time to buy a serious bike.
I don't quite know how to use this.
Pull it inward to switch to a lighter gear.
Ms. Sasaki will be buying a 2015 model of Bianchi, a well-known Italian brand. The price?
That'll be $2,300.
Ms. Sasaki pays in cash.
It's exciting. Like my world is opening up.
She rides back home on her brand new bicycle.
Until now, cycling was seen as something for hardcore guys. It doesn't matter what the motivation is, whether it's an anime. I'm happy just as long as people give it a try and enjoy it.
Some companies are entering the market using new sales methods. Inside one building, numerous rows of bicycles.
We oversee the inventory for online bicycle retailer Saima. When a customer makes a purchase, the product is shipped from here.
Saima is a bicycle shopping site run by A-Team, an entrepreneurial venture. With a selection of 200 different models, it is the biggest in the country. The company is aiming to generate new demand for bicycles through the website. So, what's their competitive advantage? The key is this man.
He's a bicycle safety mechanic. By having members like him, we can deliver fully built bicycles to customers.
Typically, bicycles ordered online are delivered unassembled in a box, with the customer required to put it together. In contrast, at Saima, mechanics assemble the bike and ship it fully built.
It has to do with human lives, so the work requires concentration.
The completed bicycle is packaged and loaded onto a truck. Through a contract with a company that has its own delivery network, the products can be shipped anywhere in Japan. According to an industry survey, only 7.1% of people who buy bicycles do so online. By using its own methods, A-Team aims to generate online bicycle demand and expand the business into a key growth driver.
If it becomes easier to buy bicycles over the internet, then the number of cyclists will grow even more. We believe this sector is still underdeveloped and consider it a business opportunity for us.
Bicycles are being seen as a promising market. But will these new moves help it pedal higher?
For the glorious future, leading the world in service and technology, from Japan to the world. East Japan Railway Company.
Mitsubishi Electric is helping to change the environment for the better around the world.
Green subway systems in India.
Green solar power systems in Singapore.
Sistem AC ramah lingkungan di Indonesia.
Eco changes for a greener tomorrow. Mitsubishi Electric.
Channel Japan. Your source for the voices and views of people and businesses across Japan. The latest reports on Japanese companies, culture, and technology. Find out what's happening on the ground. Every week, direct from Tokyo, Channel Japan.
You're watching Channel Japan. Next, we bring you a segment called Takumi from Science View, a program produced by NHK that introduces the latest developments in science and technology in Japan. So, what kind of artisan are we meeting today?
Yes, today, craftsmen of sewage pipes. And there are approximately 16,000 kilometers of sewage pipes running around below the 23 wards of Tokyo, which is about the distance from Tokyo to Peru, as the crow flies.
Wow.
And many of the older pipes have exceeded their usage life and need to be replaced.
Well, that has to be quite difficult to do since they're buried underground, and considering the fact that they're used almost around the clock.
Exactly, and the craftsman we'll be introducing today has a technique of making and installing new sewage pipes without shutting down the system. So take a look.
Hi, today we start off our segment from here, on top of a manhole. As you all know, the hole is connected to the underground sewage pipes. In Japan, replacing old sewage pipes has become a major problem, but to dig up old pipes is a difficult task. Today we're going to meet a Takumi who came up with an innovative way to renew sewage pipes. Let's go. Today we meet two Takumi. Hamao Yamashiro represents a sewerage construction company, and Akira Imagawa is from a leading plastics company. Can you tell me about your invention?
It's technology that allows us to install new plastic pipes inside of old sewer pipes. I invented both the machine and the method that makes this possible.
And I developed the plastic material that it uses.
This method gives new life to old sewer pipes by forming a new plastic pipe inside of an existing sewer pipe. This prototype demonstrates how it works. The basic idea is to form a pipe by winding a strip of material in a spiral. A strip of plastic goes in one side and comes out the other side as a continuous pipe. Strips made of harder plastic are used in real pipes. The machine forms the pipe and pushes it along through the sewer as it goes. Development was spurred by an offer from the city of Tokyo. Underground beneath the city's 23 wards runs a vast network of sewers totaling about 16,000 kilometers in length. The city was confronting a huge issue: what to do when the pipe's service life of 50 years is up, which will be 20 years from now. Tokyo authorities wanted a new way of replacing the old sewer pipes without digging up roads or interrupting the drainage flow. Yamashiro considered making pipes out of plated steel as used in air ventilation ducts. But
various gases are generated in sewer pipes that can corrode even copper plating. So I asked myself, what is a material that does not corrode? Stainless steel, but it is expensive and hard.
Meanwhile, Imagawa's company licensed from a foreign company a technology to form pipes by winding strips of the polymer PVC. The companies launched a joint development venture but faced a problem.
Conventional PVC breaks when it is wrapped in a spiral, but we were able to develop a material that would not break when it is spirally wound.
Here's the plastic that solved the problem. The strips are shaped to fully lock together. And a new rubber seal was developed to keep water from leaking at the joint. In addition, mortar is injected to fill the space between the old sewer pipe and the new plastic pipe, making the retrofitted pipe stronger and more durable. But there were shortcomings to this breakthrough sewer pipe retrofit technology. It worked only for pipes up to 100 meters long, and it could not be used in sewer pipes of a large enough diameter for people to enter. To tackle these issues, the company developed a method of forming the plastic pipe inside the existing pipe while pushing it through. This self-propelled pipe-forming method can retrofit new pipes inside any shape of sewer pipe, whether square, round, or horseshoe-shaped. As a Takumi, what are your goals for the future?
For our technology to spread widely, we need to train lots of technicians who can operate the machines and perform the work. And for that purpose, we need to make the machines easier to use and sturdy, so they don't break down often.
This technology is already starting to be used in the US and Europe. My hope is that it will be used to retrofit sewer pipes all around the world.
I always thought you had to dig up the ground to replace sewage pipe.
Yes, I did too, and I'm sure many people would have agreed, but obviously it isn't the case. And the aging of infrastructure is an issue faced by urban centres around the world, and they believe their technique can be of use in other markets in the future.
And that brings us to the end of this edition of Channel Japan. We have much more in store for you, so join us again next week.
Let's enjoy Japan.
Wonderful!